everyone, and welcome to Fresh from My Garden. As a part of our winter gardening series, I'm sharing some updates from our garden. So, here you can see the trays in which I had filled fenugreek, coriander, and spinach seeds. So, I do have a few containers that have them growing pretty well. The spinach doesn't look so great yet, it has just started growing, but the fenugreek and the cilantro are doing well. And in this container I had some spinach and mint. Also we have some corn growing, and if you look closely you can see that the silks have started to form and they are starting to turn brown, so hopefully they'll be ready for harvest soon enough. So, winter is a time to grow a lot of herbs and also salad greens like lettuce. So, we also have some lettuce here, and we do keep harvesting occasionally to use in sandwiches. Now, here I have some seedlings of gourd that I had grown from seed, and as I had mentioned earlier, I had a lot of pest attack in the garden, and the seedling shows signs of dying back. So, I've added a little bit of trichoderma to prevent any further fungal disease or pest attack on these plants. But this seedling seems to have died back completely. And here is another container in which I had a few seedlings, and all of them died back, so I had to remove them. Here I have a container or a tub filled with carrot seedlings, and they are not yet ready for harvest, but they seem to be doing well. This is a tray in which I sowed some flower seeds, and quite a lot of them have germinated. And I also am getting some strawberries from these hanging containers. All of my broccoli plants were grown from seed and they are all growing in containers, but I don't see any broccoli head forming as of now. Hopefully, I will get some broccoli head. So, this looks like it might start growing very soon, and hopefully, I'll get some broccoli that I can harvest from my garden. So, as you can see here, I do have a few different varieties of seedlings, and most of my plants have been grown from seed. This year, I didn't get any saplings from the nursery, and I grew all of them by seed. And some of them have started producing, and some of them are doing well, but I had a lot of plants that died back. This is a variety of eggplant or brinjal known as the choo bangan. It's a very tiny brinjal used for stir fries. So these three containers have seeds of tomatoes, eggplant, and a few varieties of chilies in them. And so far the eggplant has germinated. A few more containers where I have corn growing, and I've forgotten whether I sowed the baby corn or the sweet corn, so I am just looking forward to them growing and harvesting corn from our plants. Finally, after a long wait, I've got this pumpkin. It's not ready for harvest yet, but I'm pretty excited because I lost a lot of pumpkins in its initial stage due to heavy rains and pest attacks. So, this is one that has grown big until now. And we also have a lot of dahlias and other flowers in the garden. Now, welcome to our terrace garden. So, here we already have some plants growing, and this is our volunteer tomato plant that is getting a lot of flowers and also some tomatoes now. And along with that, we have a lot of flowering plants like the vinca and the ground orchid, and also some pothos and philodendrons in these hanging baskets. We had previously done a lot of vegetable gardening on our terrace, and then over a period of time, it became difficult to go up and down the stairs because this is on the second level. So, we brought all our vegetable plants downstairs and we kept the space exclusively for ornamental and flowering plants. But since we have limited space, this year we started or planned to expand our vegetable garden to the terrace again. And though we would not be doing a large scale of vegetable planting or growing on the terrace, we still have some space on the terrace which we can use, and we have more or less ornamental and flowering plants on our terrace. So here you can see that we have a lot of big drums and big buckets in which we have planted a lot of our plants. So we have alamanda that is growing here, which was recently purchased, but it is doing really well on the terrace since it gets a lot of sunlight, and also plumeria. And here we have this climbing rose also, which we purchased recently. So it seems to be doing well on the terrace. It has a lot of new flowers and new buds. So we are really excited and really happy to have this on our terrace garden. So, in addition to all these flowering plants, we also have this curry leaf plant. This is the mother plant from which I got a lot of seeds to get new baby plants, and I had shared this on my Instagram update. So here I have this curry leaf plant from which I got a lot of seeds, and now these are the seedlings. Each container has at least a minimum of 3 to 4 seedlings, and once they are big enough, I will be transplanting them into the ground near our kitchen and also sharing a few with friends and family. Now this is a plant of the peacock flower, and it's produced lot of seeds, and these seeds have self propagated or self seeded into the container next to it, and we have another plant growing there. And here we have another volunteer tomato plant that is growing in the container where we have this dragon fruit plant, and this was also planted as a very small plant, and this has really grown well now in the last few months. So this volunteer tomato plant is also flowering at the moment and is ready to produce a lot of tomatoes for our kitchen. On our terrace we also have this plumeria and also a couple of palms and a ficus that is growing in this big drum. So this ficus was infected with a lot of pests and it had lost almost all its leaves. But as you can see now, it has grown a lot of new leaves and it's really tall and it's looking beautiful now. So these yellowish leaves are all the new leaves that have formed in the last few weeks. So now it's looking really healthy and good. This is a garlic vine that we purchased recently and it is still very small, and the dragon fruit plant from which we took cuttings, so you can see the new growth on this plant. So this plant is also doing well. It has got new growth and hopefully we'll get fruits very soon. Now moving on to our vegetable garden that we are setting up on the terrace. So these are a few grow bags that we brought from downstairs. This is the onion. You can just see one tiny sapling, and we have beets that is doing well. The red carrots that I am still waiting for, none of it has germinated. We have some basil here that has germinated well. These are cucumber seedlings. They have also done well and germinated well, and the white radish. And on our terrace garden, we also have a little water garden or a tub with some water plants, some lilies, water lilies, and water bamboos that is doing quite well. So this is the container in which we had another volunteer tomato plant, and this was the container in which we had an alamander which was not doing well, but after pruning back the plant it's growing new leaves and it's doing well, and the tomato plant is also producing a lot of new flowers and new tomatoes. So this is the beans that I had shown in the time lapse video, and we also have some spinach in this grow bag. So I had placed this indoors to record the time lapse, and these plants are doing well. So overall, this is a view of our terrace garden with a few different varieties of plants and also some water plants, so that we have a nice ecosystem on our terrace. So these tomato plants are doing well. As you can see, there are lots of flowers and new tomatoes that are growing on this plant. And since we do have a little more space on our terrace, we might be adding more plants or vegetables that we can grow on our terrace, since this pot receives a lot of sunlight. I hope you enjoyed a view of our terrace garden and the updates from our winter gardening series. If you do like our videos, please do share your thoughts about our videos in the comment section below, and do subscribe to support us so that we can create more videos for you. Also, please do follow my Instagram so that you can see regular daily updates from our garden. So keep supporting and keep watching, and thank you for watching Fresh from My Garden.